So using my regular playtest logic, one of my favorite women's football players, Aurora Galli, wears Lotto Solistas. I'm wearing Lotto Solistas, so surely I should be able to recreate one of the best goals from the Women's World Cup, right?
Galli. Galli! Outstanding goal! Galli. Galli!
What's up guys, James here from BootWizard Boot Reviews, and today we are going to be doing some long overdue playtests. Now, Lotto have been making some pretty bold claims about the upper on their brand new Solista boot. This is the Lotto Solista 200 version 3. If you're to read through the tech specs on this boot, they claim that it has a water-resistant instep. So it's been raining out here all day, the ground is nice and soft, it's nice and wet. We're basically going to see if this actually holds any weight or if it's just a bit of a marketing gimmick, maybe a little like ACC or NSG. So we're going to go through all of that as well as how the boot looks and performs on feet today. So stick around if you want that information. Remember to like the video, remember to subscribe to the channel, and let's get straight into it.
For the record, I'm done trying to make y'all comfortable. For the record, you ain't trying to grow, then it's done for you. For the record, lab on me going all the way. For the record, ain't trying to link, no time to waste. For the record, for the record, yeah. For the record, for the record, for the record, for the record, for the record. Been a little too nice to y'all. Now I gotta up price on y'all. Snake eyes on dice for y'all. Shoulders on ice for y'all. Frozen. 8-6 all the hate. I won't get involved today. Got lost in the ball and A. I'm flipping the bars, I'm flipping the on record, off record. I still count wins when they doubt it. On record, off record. I let them take advantage. I was wildin'. On record, off record deals. Tell them talk to Colin for the quote. On record, off record. I still want the act, not the ghost.
I want a goal line technology check on that one.
Technology. Thanks, Bob. Technology. Thanks.
Running through it with the young influence, adolescent presence, also coming to it. I've been giving yeses when I shouldn't do it. I complete ejected, but the moves elusive, and I'm barely moving, but I'm still gon' boost them. I can't work on winnings when I know you're losing, so I with the winners and they throw the deuces. Guess I have to pivot, shooting no bazookas for the facts. I need racks, paper cash, fuck a tax. That's a joke. Tell them laugh. Uncle Sam, fuck out the bag.
If you've been following BootWizard for a while, you will know we can't have a BootWizard playtest without a BootWizard crossbar challenge.
Round 1. Round 2.
Joke, tell him laugh. Uncle Sam, fuck out the bag. Brody plot, but get a whack.
Okay, I'm not going to lie to you, that took 2 attempts, but we got there on the second one. So I really like the colourway of this boot anyway. That ribbed texturing in the grey upper with the orange highlights I think looks great. I prefer this to the laceless Solista Gravity, and on feet I think this looks even better. When it comes to traction, it's something I've said before. I really love the physical sole plate on this boot. Lotto's Pontiflex technology I actually think works well. There's great energy return, and my problem only really comes in the fact that I want the stud shape to be more aggressive. I want something that's really going to dig into that turf and give me aggressive straight line traction. Weight is an area where Lotto tend to excel, and this is no different. It feels super lightweight on your feet, and in terms of actual grams is right in there with all of its competition. Really impressive. Something that has really surprised me about this boot is the comfort. This is one of the most comfortable boots that I have worn in quite a while. It's the build of the boot and also the softness of the upper is really, really nice. The touch on the ball is also something that I like on this boot. My only criticism here comes in the fact it's a speed boot and the foam padding on the inside does mean that you don't get a perfectly barefoot touch and it's beaten out by some competition in that area. But if you don't call it a speed boot, the touch on the ball is super nice here. A little bit of padding and it works really well. While trying to get a cool shot, I managed to miss the goal by this much and this much. Concentrate on technique, not cool camera shots, kids. YouTube's not cool. So, going back to my original question from the start of the video, is this actually a water-resistant instep? Well, what I can confirm from playing out on wet ground, not really a huge amount of rain, is that the boots will get wet, your feet will get wet inside. It's not going to stop the water coming through any more than really any other boot. However, something that has really surprised me and really impressed me actually is the touch on the ball when the ball is wet, when the boots are wet. It just doesn't seem affected. This top layer, what is a polyurethane coating that's been put over the top of the Lotto knit material, is really good. It just seems to react with the water in a certain way that your wet touch on the ball is good. Like that, I don't feel like it's going to slip. I feel confident in controlling, passing, shooting in wet weather conditions. So that for me is a big plus for this boot and something that I really wasn't expecting when I put these on in wet weather. It's hitting winter season in Europe. I may have just found my boots for the whole winter. So to wrap up my thoughts on this Lotto Solista 200 version 3, this is, in my view, an exceptional football boot. It is genuinely very, very good. And when you throw into that mix the fact that it's £112 from ProDirect, you are basically talking about an unbeatable boot in terms of value for money versus performance and quality. There's not a great deal to criticize when you put everything together. So my only real criticism of this Lotto Solista comes in the fact that this is Lotto's speed boot. And while it's an exceptional football boot, it does miss the mark a little bit in some of the speed boot areas, such as it's not a particularly barefoot touch and it doesn't have the most aggressive stud shape and it's beaten out by a lot of its competitors. But if you take that element, that marketing element of a speed boot out of it, this is a really good football boot. Let me know down in the comments what you think of the Lotto Solista and whether you would rock them. Remember to like this video, it helps me out a huge amount. As always, be subscribed by clicking over here. Remember, you can check out all of my other Lotto content by clicking over here. Well, that's all from BootWizard here today. I hope you've enjoyed it. Have a good one. We will see you soon.
Running through it with the young influence, adolescent presence, I'm succumbing to it. I've been giving yeses when I shouldn't do it. I complete objective, but the moves elusive and